Some car myths don't just waste your money, they ruin engines, make cars less safe, and cost drivers thousands of dollars. The worst part is that most people still believe them. Today, we'll debunk 20 myths that naive people still believe. Myth number 20. Inflate your tires to the pressure listed on the sidewall. It's printed right on the tire, so it's the right number, right? Not quite. That number is the maximum pressure the tire can safely handle, not the pressure your car needs. Inflating to the max seems like a good idea, but it can backfire on you. Literally, overinflated tires reduce the contact patch with the road, which means less grip, longer braking distances, and poorer handling, especially in the rain. You'll also wear the center of your tires faster and increase the risk of blowouts on potholes or debris. The correct tire pressure is listed on a sticker inside the driver's door or in your owner's manual. This number is tailored to your vehicle's weight, balance, and handling characteristics. So stop blindly trusting the numbers on the sidewall. They're not advice, they're a warning. Myth number 19. All-wheel drive helps you stop faster in the snow. This myth is a big misconception. All-wheel drive does help you get going in the snow by distributing power to all four wheels for better traction when accelerating. But when it comes time to brake, all-wheel drive does absolutely nothing. Stopping power comes from the tires alone, not the transmission or a cool logo. If you have all-season tires on an icy road, all-wheel drive will not stop you any faster than a regular front-wheel drive car. In fact, it can actually hurt. All-wheel drive systems add weight, which increases stopping distances. Winter tires, on the other hand, are a game changer. They stay soft in the cold and bite into snow and ice, dramatically reducing stopping distances. So don't let all-wheel drive lull you into false confidence. It helps you get going, but when you're sliding toward an intersection, all you do is your tires. Myth number 18. Oil should be changed every 3,000 miles. You've probably seen stickers on your windshield or heard service stations touting oil changes every 3,000 miles as if they were sacred. Back when cars ran on simple petroleum oil and clunky filters, that made sense. But oils and engines have changed a lot since then. Modern synthetic oils and engines can easily go 7,000 or even 10,000 miles between changes. Manufacturers' manuals rarely recommend intervals shorter than 5,000 miles, 8,000 kilometers, unless you tow a trailer, race, or are stuck in traffic. Changing your oil too often just empties your wallet, increases the risk of mistakes like blown plugs or the wrong oil, and creates extra liters of waste oil that's bad for the environment. About 1 gallon, 3.8 liters of waste oil per change. Unless you have a classic rarity, forget the 5,000 kilometer rule and trust your manual or your car's oil life indicator. Your engine doesn't care, and your wallet will thank you. Myth number 17. Automatic transmission fluid lasts a lifetime and never needs to be changed. You've probably heard automakers boast about sealed transmissions, implying that the transmission fluid never needs to be changed. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. When companies say lifetime, they usually mean the warranty period, about 100,000 miles, not forever. The reality is that transmission fluid doesn't last forever. Heat, friction, and clutch debris gradually break it down, turning clear fluid into a cloudy, dirty mess. Ignore it, and you risk getting sludge in the valve train, worn clutches, and eventually a transmission failure. If you plan to drive longer than the warranty period, say 150,000 or 200,000 miles, periodic fluid changes are cheap insurance. Spending $100 on fresh fluid every 80,000 to 100,000 miles is better than shelling out thousands on a transmission rebuild. Myth number 16. Cars with manual transmissions are always more fuel efficient than automatics. This was once true when automatics were 3-speed chatterboxes, but modern automatics are a different story. 8-speed boxes, continuously variable transmissions, and dual-clutch transmissions are optimized for fuel economy better than most manual drivers. Take the 2022 Subaru Crosstrek. The manual gets 22 mpg combined, while the CVT gets 31 mpg. That's 20% better, just by letting the computer do the work. And that's no fluke. The Civic, Elantra, Versa, same story. Automatics often win. They use lock-up torque converters, more gears for cruising, and smart programs for low revs. And many manual drivers rev the engine too high or hold a gear too long, which wastes fuel. Sure, manuals are still fun and cheaper to buy, but if you're buying one to save money, you're living in the past. That myth died years ago. Myth number 15. It's okay to wash your car with dish soap or laundry detergent. It's cheap, you have it on hand, and it produces suds. So why not use dish soap? It seems harmless until the paint starts to fade and the wax starts to disappear. The truth is, dish soap is designed to cut through stubborn grease, not to gently clean car paint. Every wash strips away wax, dries out the clear coat, and accelerates UV damage. Long-term use leads to oxidation, dull paint, and a brittle finish. It even streaks and dries out rubber seals, causing your car to age faster. Real car shampoos are pH balanced and formulated to clean without sacrificing protection. They rinse clean, preserve wax, and won't damage the finish. So unless you're prepping your car for a full polish and wax, leave the dish soap in the kitchen. Your paint deserves better than pan soap. Myth number 14. In cold weather, you need to let your car idle to warm up. It's freezing outside, so you start the car and let it run for 10 minutes, just like your grandfather did. It seems logical, but if your car was made after the 80s, you're just wasting gas. The old advice made sense in the days of carburetors. Today's computer-controlled, fuel-injected engines are designed to move right out of the box. Long idling even slows down warming up. The engine stays cold and fuel-rich longer, which increases wear, pollutes the exhaust, and traps moisture in the exhaust system. Smooth driving warms up the engine, transmission, and even the heater faster. Unless it's freezing cold, idling for more than 30 to 60 seconds does more harm than good. Don't babysit the car like a fire. Start it, let the oil flow, and drive smoothly. Myth number 13. Premium gasoline makes your car run better. Sounds cool. Premium fuel. Of course, people think it gives you more power, a cleaner engine, and better fuel economy. But if your car is designed for regular gasoline, premium does nothing. High-octane fuel is not more powerful or more energetic. It's just more resistant to detonation in high-compression engines. If your engine doesn't knock on 87, premium is useless. Chip-away tests have shown that in cars running on regular gas, premium provides no gain in power, economy, or emissions. Some premium blends even burn slower, which can make cold starts more difficult in unprepared engines. Worse, you're paying 15 to 20% more for fuel your engine doesn't use. That's hundreds of dollars a year wasted trying to feel like you're doing something good for your car. If your manual doesn't say premium is required, skip it. Your car doesn't care and your wallet shouldn't suffer. Myth number 12. Regularly adding fuel additives cleans the engine. You've probably seen those brightly colored bottles promising to clean your injectors, increase octane, or treat your fuel system. You may have even added them to your tank, thinking you were giving your engine a mini-tune. But here's the thing. Modern gasoline already contains all the necessary cleaning agents. Since the mid-1990s, fuel standards have required the addition of detergents to every liter of gasoline. Top-tier brands add even more than required. Unless your engine is misfiring or choking on sludge, additives are a waste of money. Worse, too much can be harmful by washing away lubricants, fouling sensors, or damaging the fuel system. Octane boosters usually raise the number by a small amount. Additives are not magic, but tools for specific problems, not a maintenance ritual. If the gas is fine and the engine is running well, forget about chemical cocktails. Your car doesn't need vitamins. It needs pure gas. Myth number 11. All 4 tires should be changed at the same time. Sounds logical. A car has 4 wheels, so we change all 4 tires, right? Not necessarily. This is a common rule, but it all depends on the type of drive your car has. For front or rear-wheel drive cars, changing 1 or 2 tires is often fine, as long as the others still have good tread. The key is to put new tires on the rear axle for stability. But if your tires are badly worn, replacing all 4 is a smart move. For all-wheel drive vehicles, it's a different story. Even small differences in tread depth can damage the transmission, leading to expensive repairs. In this case, replacing all four is usually necessary. Want a workaround? Some shops can trim a new tire to match the tread of the others. Don't let myths dictate your decisions. Go by the specs and tread. Myth number 10. A dirty car is more fuel efficient. This myth has been around forever. People believe that dirt and dust act like dimples on a golf ball, improving aerodynamics. It sounds clever, but it's completely false. When the Mythbusters tested this, a dirty car got 25 miles per gallon, while a clean car got 25 miles per gallon. That's a real loss in efficiency due to the dirt that's accumulated. The reason is simple. Unlike the uniform dimples on a ball, dirt creates uneven drag, increasing air resistance and making the engine use more fuel. Experts confirm clean surfaces reduce drag, and a waxed car glides through the air even better. So no, neglecting a car wash does not help you save money. Want better economy? Don't turn your car into a science experiment. Keep it clean, and physics will do its job. Myth number 9. All SUVs are made for off-roading. It's easy to believe. Big tires, aggressive styling, and ads showing SUVs driving through rivers make it seem like every SUV is an off-road tank. But the reality is that most modern SUVs can barely handle anything more than a gravel road. Early SUVs like the Jeep Willys were tough. Frame, rigid axles, true 4x4 systems. Today's best-selling SUVs are mostly soft rotors based on passenger cars, with a monocoque body, front-wheel drive, and suspension designed for comfort, not ground clearance. Some even have less than 7 inches of ground clearance. Even body-on-frame SUVs like the Tahoe or Sequoia come standard with rear-wheel drive and road tires, no locking differentials or skid plates. They're built for school rides, not rocks. So before you assume an SUV is an off-road beast, check the specs. A cool look won't help if your toughest obstacle is a mall speed bump. Myth number 8. Tires should be changed every time you change the oil. This myth is a holdover from the days when oil was changed every 3,000 miles. Back then, it made sense to change tires at the same time. But modern engines often go 7,500 to 10,000 miles between oil changes. If you're only changing tires then, you're probably changing them too late. Tire changes are based on mileage, not oil. Front tires wear faster, especially on front-wheel drive cars, because they steer, pull, and brake. If you wait too long, your tires will wear unevenly, which will shorten their life, reduce traction, and ruin handling. The ideal interval is every 5,000 to 8,000 miles, regardless of oil changes. Forget the old change with oil rule. Tires don't care about fresh oil. They care about tread wear. Myth number 7. You must have your car serviced by a dealer to keep your warranty. Dealers push this myth hard, but it's legally false. In the US, the Magnus-Moss Act has protected you since 1975. It says your warranty isn't voided just because you serviced your car at an independent shop, at a local mechanic, or even yourself. The dealer can't require you to use their services unless they offer them for free. They can only deny your warranty if they can prove that your work or part caused the problem. That's their burden of proof, not yours. Just keep records, follow your maintenance schedule, and don't skimp on questionable repairs. That's enough to keep your warranty. So when they tell you that only the dealer can work on your car, smile, nod, and save yourself a few $100. Your warranty is safer than they'd like you to believe. Myth number 6. A short drive will charge a dead battery. Sounds logical. Start the engine, drive for a bit, battery is fine, right? Not quite. This myth may have worked in the old days, but modern cars and batteries don't work that way. When you start the engine, the battery uses up a lot of energy. The alternator can charge it, but only after a long enough drive, 30 minutes or more, at highway speeds. Short trips, especially in traffic, barely replenish the charge. Add headlights, air conditioning, and multimedia, and the alternator can no longer cope with the battery. The result? A gradual discharge that will eventually leave you stranded on the side of the road. The solution? Take longer trips when you can, or better yet, use a charger. Hoping that a 12-minute trip to the store will revive the battery is like hoping that a Band-Aid will fix a broken bone. Myth number 5. You can't go back to regular oil after synthetic oil. This myth lives on forever, like an oath of allegiance to synthetics. People think that once they put in synthetic oil, they're obligated to use it forever. In fact, this is complete nonsense. Synthetic and regular oil are completely compatible, and switching between them will not harm the engine. Big companies like Mobil, Valvoline, and Shell all say the same thing: switch without worry. The only caveat: synthetics last longer and handle the loads better. If you switch back to conventional oil, just shorten the drain intervals. And if an old engine leaks, it's not the oil's fault, it's just revealing wear. So no, synthetics don't tie your engine down for life. Your car doesn't hold a grudge, it just needs clean oil at the right time. Myth number 4. High beams help you see better in heavy rain or fog. It seems like more light means better visibility, right? Not in rain or fog. When you turn on your high beams in bad weather, you blind yourself. The bright light reflects off water droplets in the air and comes back to you, creating a glowing white wall that makes it hard to see. It's called backscatter, and it turns your headlights into fog's best friend. Instead of piercing the darkness, they illuminate it like a wall of smoke. This glare reduces depth perception and reaction time, especially when visibility is already poor. What works? Downward-facing low beams, or fog lights if you have them. They spread the light wide and low, avoiding reflections. Bottom line, in bad weather, brighter isn't always better, smarter is. Myth number 3. Cold air intakes always increase power. You've probably heard that installing a cold air intake will instantly add horsepower. Sounds great in theory. Cold air equals more oxygen, better combustion, more power, right? But in modern engines, it's not that simple. Factory air intakes are already balanced for flow, filtration, and noise. On naturally aspirated engines, most aftermarket air intakes provide little to no gain other than a louder engine sound. In some cases, without proper protection, you can suck hot air from the engine bay, which will hurt performance. And if the air intake is too low, you can expect hydrolock in a deep puddle. Want real gains? Start with an ECU or exhaust tune. A cold air intake can help a little with turbo tuning, but it's more about sound than power. Myth number 2. Engine braking is bad for your engine. Many drivers believe that engine braking, letting off the gas and using the gears to slow down, is somehow bad for your engine. It sounds harsh, so it seems bad, but it's far from the truth. Modern engines are designed to run at high RPMs for hours at a time. The vacuum created by engine braking does not strain the engine, but helps slow the car down without pressing the brakes. This is even useful. You reduce brake wear, avoid overheating on long descents, and give the discs a rest. Problems can only arise if you abruptly switch to a low gear without adjusting the revs. Do it smoothly, stay away from the red zone, and the engine will not suffer. On the contrary, it will thank you for long-lasting brakes. Myth number 1. Modern engines don't need a break-in period. Many people think that with today's engine technology and precision, break-in periods are a thing of the past. Yes, modern machining is much better than it was decades ago, but that doesn't mean the engine is ready for maximum RPM right out of the factory. Even with more precise machining, new engines have microscopic imperfections. Piston rings need to be seated, and cylinder walls need to wear to make good contact. Skip the break-in period and you risk poor compression, increased oil consumption, and a shortened service life. The first 500 to 1,000 miles are still important. Manufacturers like Hyundai, Toyota, and Honda have break-in instructions for a reason. Vary the RPMs, avoid full throttle, and don't tow right away. It's like warming up before a workout. Skipping won't kill you, but it's a stupid way to start. Now that you know the myths that even smart drivers believe, wait until you see which trucks everyone avoids.